Tiana, and I'd like to welcome you to my newly redone craft room area. So in my last video I showed you like some organization that I was doing, and I mentioned that I wanted to redo my craft room because it was a mess. So in this video you're going to be seeing the before and after, and I went to Ikea to get pretty much everything, just about everything that you see in the craft room. And I even have some receipts that I want to go over so I can tell you exactly how much I spent on this new organization. So let's jump into the remodel. These are the Ikea spice racks, and they're about $2.79 each, I believe. I use them to hold my scent oils, and as you can see it works great. Just if you do get these, don't forget that you're going to need to buy screws and mollies to get these into the wall. And then I got these bins from Dollar Tree, and they hold my little 1 ounce samplers. Now we're going to move on to my Scottish board from Ikea. This is like a pegboard that Ikea now has, and they come in different sizes. You see mine is just a square shape here. I believe it's 22 by 22. And what I like about this is it has all of these different attachments. So the thing about this is you cannot use regular pegboard attachments. You do have to use their proprietary attachments. So you can have a letter holder, which this is my little book that I kind of write all of my candle product notes, recipes, things like that. This is where I kind of keep scissors, and you can even put like an iPad here, and if you need to. And then what is this? A container for pens, and then these clips, which I really like because I use these when I'm packaging orders. So I will put my packaging slips, and then I'll have the corresponding in order USPS labels, so I can kind of pull them as I need to and see what I need to grab for the next order. So this is that, and this pegboard here was $14.99. I believe this attachment was $4. I think these were $2 for these and a 2-pack, and these were $2 for the letter holders, and I believe this was $2. It could have been $4. So this was a very inexpensive little pegboard thing. So now we're going to move on to my packaging table. This is the Linman tabletop, and then it has the Aldous legs on them. And I just use these to put the finished product. This is my Michaels cart that I showed you guys in my last video, and I showed you how I organized this and everything for packaging. And then underneath my cart I store my candle jars, my 8-ounce jars that I use for candles. So that is my packaging area. Now we are going to move on to my Omar unit. So this is my wire shelving unit that I really do love, and it's 2 Omar shelves put together, so you can stack 2 on top. So each unit is $49.99. So this was $100, and then the 2 baskets are $5 each. So those are basket attachments, and then we also have it mounted to the wall for safety. And my husband actually, instead of washers, he used pennies. I don't know, he's a contractor, so he knows all those little tricks. But it's mounted to the wall, so for topple warnings and all of that. So on the top shelf is just kind of knickknacks. I have some craft supplies, and what are those, paper crafts, some little craft things, paint. So they're not really candle related. This shelf is my little photography box that I made. I think I showed that in another video how I used that. And then these are some candles that I have finished. I used this shelf for little knickknacks that I want to keep high up, alcohol, my Vibar. And then this shelf is my clothespins that I use to steady my wicks for when I'm pouring candles. And I need to create like some kind of liner because they fall out. And then this is another shelf of finished latte candles. And then on the next shelf, we have my very dirty Cricut machine. This is my little Cricut machine that I am very frustrated with right now because it's not... I really want to learn how to print a full sheet of labels without wasting paper, but it's just really hard to figure out with the Cricut, so I'm still toying with that. Safe for when I do craft fairs, a little mini box, and then a laminator back there. The next shelf are my printing materials. So this is my brother printer that I use for printing things. And it's grimy because my son likes to come over here with his dirty hands and touch the keypad. But here are... Oh, I like this too. I got this from Ikea as well. It's a little letter tray, and I believe it was on last chance, so I don't think they're going to be continuing these for much longer, but it was $19.99 for the letter tray, and I like how they pull out like that. So I just keep my printer paper here, sticker paper, cardstock, regular paper. I have some ready-made labels there, and I can store my inks on top. So that is how I use that shelf. And then at the very bottom we have my wax that I can scoot under there and some random storage. And the thing I like about these shelves is you can kind of plan ahead what you want to put on the shelf, and then these are adjustable. So what we did is we measured. My husband asked me what I want to wear. Oh, and I forgot, this shelf has all of my envelopes and things like that. So he asked me what I want where, and we measured, and then that is how he put everything together. So I was able to even utilize the bottom to where I can slide my box of wax underneath. So they're very cool shelving unit. So now we are going to move on to my Alex drawers. So these are two Alex drawers put together, and I have used the top as some storage as well. And so here's my sewing machine and my sewing books. And I also like to knit, so here's a knitting project that I don't know when I'm going to be able to finish this. It's for my son, but oh, that's the back. It's not going to fit him until next year anyway, but it's a sweater, so I have time. So that is a project that I'm currently working on. And then here are my Alex drawers, and it's kind of hard to film because it's in between two things, but I have enough space to pull out the drawers. So this side is for sewing, so all of my sewing stuff is here. I have all of that, just some ready to, or things that I frequently grab are on top, so that's where I've put those things. Ooh. So if you see, this thing is wobbling. When I was assembling it, one of the little legs broke off, and I've been using cardboard to steady it, so the cardboard must have slipped out, but that is why it's wobbly. But anyway, my second drawer are just threads and notions. Third drawer is embroidery hoop, which I've never embroidered before, and then a project I'm working on. And then, oh, we got more notions and thread, ribbons and thread, it looks like. And then I don't even know what's in here. Oh, patterns. So these are all my sewing patterns. So that is the sewing side. And then my second Alex drawer is dedicated to candles. So we've got some piping bags and matches, some containers, and I've actually picked up from Amazon some silicone piping bags because this is very wasteful. Why am I zooming in? Oh my god. I've picked up silicone piping bags because I don't want to continue to waste plastic like that. And then we've got my heat sealer. These are just tools that I use to go here. We've got a little stove range, random paper. I don't know where to put that paper, so it went there. Oh, look, a Christmas ball. My son has been taking them off the Christmas tree. And then this is just my lids for candles that go there. And gift bags. So all of my gift wrap. So when someone orders gift wrap on Etsy, I use this ribbon, and then those little gift cards so that my gift stuff goes there. So that is a little walkthrough of my Alex drawers. So now we're going to move on to, and I think the Alex drawers are $89 each for each set. So now I'm going to show you my Linman tabletop with the Olaf legs, and the Olaf legs are adjustable, so that is why I picked those. They're a little bit more expensive than the Aldous legs, but I needed something to where I wasn't bending over, and this works perfect. The Linman tabletop is $29 and the Olaf legs are $15 each, so 15 times 4 was $60 for the legs. I have underneath the Alex unit with 8 cubbies, and then these shelves are Alex as well. You can put the shelves in like an accessory or whatever, so those work. So the Alex unit itself is $67.99, and then the Drona, the boxes that you see polka dot, are $3.99, and the drawers are $22.99 for each set, and there's 2 drawers in each set. So that gives you an idea of how much that was. And I went in 3 trips. So one of my trips was on like Black Friday, so I got a little bit of discount. And the thing I want to show you guys is, if you're going to do this setup, take into account that this is how this overlaps. So you can't put the little boxes here. So here I keep things that, and it's actually, yeah. So I keep my very ugly little pot that I use as a double boiler, and then extra paper towels down there. So keep that in mind. But let me take you into my drawers. So I've organized them into, my molds are on top here, and then I have soaping supplies, which I do plan to start selling Bath and Body in early 2019. So I'm using the holidays to kind of create products and give them as gifts and get feedback and all that. I've made the stuff before, but never to sell. So, and then these are all of my candle dye blocks, and my wicks. I have a lot of wicks. I had to do a lot of wick testing, and that requires you to buy a lot of wicks. Now let's move on to my drawers. So my first drawer, I have all of my embeds, and I create most of my embeds. You see these embeds here I've purchased, but I create most of the embeds for my candles, so that's where I put those. And then second drawer, we have, oh, more embeds. These are just lights for my lighting, and then some random boxes and wax melt containers. So I like to utilize the space in between my tabletop and Alex unit. So those are extra gift boxes, or extra boxes to package my candles. And then I have gift wrap for when anyone orders gift wrap. That's what I use. And then my tape gun. On top we have my workspace here, and as you can see, this is, I do have to work today on some things, so those are there. I just have paper towels, and I use this because I don't want wax all over this nice tabletop, so I use this little cutting mat that I use for clothing, but it actually has 2 sides, so when I want to sew I can use the reverse side so I'm not getting wax on my fabric. And then here is my dirty thing I haven't cleaned out yet, but this is my stick blender whisk thing that I use to make my foam, my candle piping. So here's some candles that I'm working on there. And then I found this piece of plywood laying around the house, and so I like to use this to put my containers, my little pitchers, so when they're hot I can place them here without damaging my tabletop. Here we've just got a tray of things that I need to clean, so this is kind of my tray where I keep dirty dishes. And then here are some dollar store bins I like to use. So I like to use these when I am working on a project, so I will collect all the things that I need and I'll separate them into trays, so I keep my scent oils separate and everything, so I'm not accidentally pouring the wrong oil into the wrong color, because that would not be cool. Now we're going to move on to my desk area. This area didn't get any type of remodel, but I just wanted to show it to you guys because it's in the same space. So this is my desk area. On top I keep just cameras, plants, and then a dry erase board of things I need. So when I'm running low, I stick it up there so I know I need to order it. I keep some books, computer. Here's a little pen space with some cute notepads that I have. Keyboard. Nothing really going on. Everything's soap making books. So this is the book that I'm studying right now to make some cold process soaps, which I'm very nervous about because it requires using lye. So I really want to make sure that I am studying up on that. And that is my desk area. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I am so much happier in this space. It's so much easier to create and get orders out of the door, and I'll put the total that I spent somewhere around here so you guys can get an idea of how much this all cost. I am living for this space. I love it. Until next time, bye you guys.